Godzilla vs. Kong is a 2021 American monster film directed by Adam Wingard. A sequel to both Godzilla, King of the Monsters 2019, and Kong, Skull Island 2017, it is the fourth film in Legendary's MonsterVerse. It is also the 36th film in the Godzilla franchise, the 12th film in the King Kong franchise, and the fourth Godzilla film to be completely produced by a Hollywood studio. The film stars Alexander Skarsgård, Millie Bobby Brown, Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, Shun Oguri, Eiza González, Julian Dennison, Lance Reddick, Kyle Chandler, and Demián Bichir. In the film, Kong clashes with Godzilla as humans lure the giant ape into the Hollow Earth to retrieve an energy source for a device to stop Godzilla's mysterious rampages. For the 1962 film, see King Kong vs. Godzilla. The project was announced in October 2015 when Legendary announced plans for a shared cinematic universe between Godzilla and King Kong. The film's writers' room was assembled in March 2017, and Wingard was announced as the director in May 2017. Principal photography began in November 2018 in Hawaii, Australia and Hong Kong, and wrapped in April 2019. After being delayed from a November 2020 release date due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Godzilla vs. Kong was theatrically released internationally on March 24, 2021, and in the United States on March 31, where it was released in theaters and on HBO Max simultaneously. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, with praise for the visual effects and action sequences, but criticism towards the script and human characters. It has grossed $285 million worldwide, making it the third highest grossing film of 2021. Plot. 5 years after Godzilla defeated King Ghidorah, Kong is monitored by Monarch within a giant dome on Skull Island. Kong is visited by Gia, the last Iwi native and Kong expert Eileen Andrews' adopted daughter, who is deaf and communicates with Kong via sign language. Bernie Hayes, an employee of Apex Cybernetics and host of a Titan conspiracy theory podcast, extracts data suggesting sinister activities at a Pensacola facility. However, Godzilla suddenly attacks the facility. During the rampage, Bernie stumbles on a massive device. Madison Russell, a fan of Bernie's podcast, enlists her friend Josh to investigate Godzilla's attacks. Apex CEO Walter Simmons recruits Nathan Lind, a Hollow Earth theorist, to guide a search for a power source into the Hollow Earth, the homeworld of the Titans. Nathan is initially hesitant as his brother died on an expedition to the Hollow Earth due to a strong reverse gravitational effect. He agrees after Walter reveals that Apex has developed HEAVs, specialized crafts able to withstand the pressure exerted by the gravity field. Nathan meets with Eileen and convinces her to let Kong guide him through the Hollow Earth via an outpost in Antarctica. Nathan, Eileen, and an Apex team led by Walter's daughter Maya board a modified barge escorted by the U.S. Navy that carries a sedated and restrained Kong. Godzilla attacks the convoy and defeats Kong, but retreats after the ships disable the power and trick him into thinking they are destroyed. To avoid alerting Godzilla, Kong is airlifted to the Hollow Earth entrance, and Gia convinces him to enter the tunnel while the team follows him in the HEAVs. Madison and Josh find Bernie, who joins their investigation. They sneak into the wrecked Apex base, discover a secret facility underground, and are inadvertently locked into an underground monorail transport to an Apex facility in Hong Kong, where they unwittingly stumble on a test of Mechagodzilla. It is telepathically controlled by Ren Serizawa, the son of the late Ishiro Serizawa, through the neural networks from the skull of the severed head of Ghidorah, but is hobbled by its power supply's limitations. Walter intends to harness the Hollow Earth's energy to overcome Mechagodzilla's limitations. Inside the Hollow Earth, Kong and the team find an ecosystem. Production credits: Adam Wingard, director; Jay Ashenfelter, executive producer; Herbert W. Gaines, executive producer; Dan Lin, executive producer; Roy Lee, executive producer; Yoshimitsu Banno, executive producer posthumous; Kenji Okuhira, executive producer; Jen Conroy, co-producer; Tamara Kent, co-producer; Owen Patterson, production designer; Tom Hammock, production designer; Anne Foley, costume designer; John, DJ, Desjardins, visual effects supervisor. Development. In September 2015, Legendary moved Kong, Skull Island from Universal to Warner Brothers, which sparked media speculation that Godzilla and King Kong would appear in a film together. In October 2015, Legendary confirmed that they would unite Godzilla and King Kong in Godzilla vs. Kong, at the time targeted for a May 29, 2020, release. Legendary plans to create a shared cinematic franchise, centered around Monarch, that brings together Godzilla and Legendary's King Kong in an ecosystem of other giant super species, both classic and new. Producer Alex Garcia confirmed that the film would not be a remake of King Kong vs. Godzilla, stating, "The idea is not to remake that movie." In May 2017, Adam Wingard was announced as the director for Godzilla vs. Kong. Wingard had previously been considered by Peter Jackson to direct a sequel to his 2005 version of King Kong that was ultimately unproduced. In July 2017, Wingard spoke about the outline created by the writer's room, stating, "We're going in very great detail through all the characters, the arcs they have, how they relate to one another, and most importantly how they relate to the monsters, and how the monsters relate to them or reflect them." He also stated that he and his team are going, beat by beat, on the outline, stating, "So once again, it's a discussion, and about feeling out how to make it as strong as possible, so that when Terry Rossio goes to write the screenplay, he has a definitive breakdown of what to include." In August 2017, Wingard spoke about his approach for the monsters, stating, "I really want you to take those characters seriously. I want you to be emotionally invested, not just in the human characters but actually in the monsters. It's a massive monster brawl movie. There's lots of monsters going crazy on each other, but at the end of the day I want there to be an emotional drive to it. I want you to be emotionally invested in them. I think that's what's going to make it really cool." Wingard expressed his desire for the film to have a definite winner, stating, "I do want there to be a winner. The original film was very fun, but you feel a little let down that the movie doesn't take a definitive stance. People are still debating now who won in that original movie, you know. So, I do want people to walk away from this film feeling like, okay, there is a winner." Wingard also confirmed that the film would tie in with Godzilla, King of the Monsters, be set in modern times, and feature a more rugged, a bit more aged Kong. Writing. In March 2017, Legendary assembled a writer's room to develop the story for Godzilla vs. Kong, with Terry Rossio, who co-wrote an early unproduced script for TriStar's Godzilla, leading a team consisting of Patrick Mackay, J.D. Payne, Lindsay Beer, Kat Vasco, T.S. Nolan, Jack Pagel, and J. Michael Straczynski. On his experience with the writer's room, Rossio stated, "Godzilla vs. Kong was my first experience running a writer's room, and it was fantastic. It was a blast reading samples, meeting different writers, and crafting a story in a group setting. It felt similar to animation, where the film is happening up on the walls, and the end result is better than any one person could accomplish on their own." Michael Dougherty, who directed Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Zach Shields, who co-wrote the film with Dougherty, provided rewrites to ensure that certain themes from King of the Monsters were carried over and that some characters were